Hello, hello. Welcome to another motivational video. We're going strong, man. The title of this message is Can Do. Can do. Do you hear me? You can do. It is possible. You can make it happen. Trust God. That's me talking. I'm going to trust God, and I can do. What about you? Will you can do? Because it's up to you. Can do is the concept of being ready, able, and willing to conquer any obstacle or dream you have. It also means having the internal faith-based apparatus to apply and succeed with the can-do principle. I believe there's a faith element because usually a can-do means it's your back is against the wall. The odds are against you. So you better have a strong faith mechanism working inside of you. And mine is my faith in the Lord Jesus. I don't know where yours is going to come from, but a lot of these fiery concepts needs to have a faith-based foundation. You can reach out to me to learn more of that if you want. But here are some things you need to think and keep in mind and ask yourself. When you hear the word can do, because it can be all popularized and yeah, can do. When you hear that word, what comes to your mind? And the opposite of can do is can't do or cannot do. Right? So if you don't believe you can do, then you're probably believing that you can't do. Have you had an optimistic or pessimistic mindset approach to the can-do philosophy? Or maybe you have that pessimistic approach to the cannot do philosophy, and that's what you're holding on to. You kind of pessimistic or you're optimistic? Because the truth of the matter is we're going to fail at times. So why not fail with the full idea and intention that you're going to succeed? Right? That's what it needs to be. Can do. I find too many athletes making excuses instead of looking at the possibilities of succeeding instead of the results of failure and tackling your dreams. What percentage of your mindset on a scale of 1 to 10 is comprised of excuse making versus success thinking? Again, let me repeat this. I find too many athletes making excuses instead of looking at the possibilities of succeeding instead of the results of failure in tackling your dreams. What percentage of your mindset on a scale of 1 to 10 is comprised of excuse making versus success thinking? You have to plug it in your mind. You have to plug this in your mind. You have to plug this concept in your mind. I can do. I got a can do mentality. You're going to watch and see. I'm going to make it happen. Well, I get back from playing professionally overseas, and then I start my mentoring as an assistant coach at the college level, and I was like, whoo, it was a learning curve. And after 3 years of going through a lot of stuff in terms of learning and, just being broken down in order to be built up, I land my first head coaching job professionally overseas in the Middle East in Bahrain. And I'm competing against former Division I coaches, American coaches that had coached at the Division I level, and I'm coaching against them. And I'm just my first, I'm an upstart. It's my first head coaching job. I've only had 3 years really of, mentoring and experience. These guys coach at Division I programs. And so I was struggling with the can-do philosophy. I'm going to tell you. And I have family. So I'm bringing my kids, wife, and it's tough. And so I'm just taking what I learned from a great head coach, Tim Collins, who taught me and gave me such a great foundation, plugged that philosophy into my own kind of personality and mindset, which was similar to his, but different in a way, and just started to battle. And my team also, on top of that, was at the lower part of the first division. And so my job, I knew we weren't going to win a national championship probably the first year, but I just wanted to get them up into the middle of the pack, up in the top little echelon. And we were able to do that. It was amazing. We beat some teams and we did some stuff, and it was really, really cool. And so the season ends, and then you're heading into the season. You're getting ready to go home, right? And I'm looks like they're going to hire me back to come back the next year. And so we got, I don't know, got a month left or something before we head back for the summer, and then we'll come back again at the end of August, September, whatever. And my general manager comes to me and said, "Hey, you're on the short list to be the national coach for Bahrain to compete in the Asian Games, which is back then the Dream Team, the Barcelona Olympics, Jordan, Barkley, all these guys, right? And in the Asian Games, in this sphere of the world, to compete to try to get into that." And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, you got Division I coaches there. There's just no way. They're like, they like you, man. They like your confidence. They like your enthusiasm. They like your positive motivation. They like your fire. Okay. So I go to the interview and try to be myself and everything. And, it's coming down to me and a couple guys. And I'll be darned, they selected me. Praise you, Jesus. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I got selected as a national coach over these other guys. And so we went on to compete. First we went to training camp in South Korea, and then we go to Kobe, Japan. That's where the Asian Games were held at that time. And I got to travel all over, coach these guys, and we did really well. We were 5-5, being the smallest country in the tournament. We weren't going to make it to Barcelona, but can you imagine that? And then all of a sudden, we're competing against China. And I'm like, China's the best team in the Asian Games. They're going to win. They're huge, right? They're huge compared to our guys. And everybody's losing, 40, 50. And so I just got my team ready to play. And I just said, guys, we're going to run our stuff really good. We're going to take really good shots. If we do happen to get an offensive rebound, the ball bounces to us, we're going to take it back out. We're going to run the shot clock down again. We're going to play great position defense, and we're going to do everything fundamentally sound. So we worked on it. So we got out there and we just played, and we lost by a lot, but we played. I was really proud of my team. And so, we're shaking hands with all these guys at the end. And then I get to the last guy, which is the coach, the national coach. And he can speak English, he was kind of broken, but so he goes, "I want you to know that by far, this is the best team we faced and the best coach team. You've done a tremendous job with these young men. You're getting everything you can out of them. You did a tremendous job, coach." And I was just like sitting there going, Coach of China is complimenting me. the meek and mild, the weak and lowly. You're telling me these positive affirmations. But it was because I had that can do, forthright, step into it mindset. Here are your points to write down. You're never going to have a can do mindset if you don't believe big. You got to believe big. And I dare say most of the people that I'm around believe small. They don't believe big enough. And then you got to be bold. You got to be willing to say, I'll coach this team or I'll do it. I'm like, oh my, are you kidding me? Like, whatever. I actually got that job for 2 years. Nobody else ever, they always get a 1 year, one and done. They wanted me back the second year. And we had other success too that second year. But it was because I was bold stepping into the situation, not arrogant, not cocky. So you got to believe big, be bold. And then I just came up with this. Bam, bam, bam. Believe big, be bold. Bam, bam, bam. Bam has the idea of it happens. Boom, it happens. Bam. I can see that. I'm going to make that team. Bam, bam, bam. I can hit this winning shot. Bam, bam, bam. Believe big. Be bold. Bam, bam, bam. Let me leave you with this. I keep saying throughout these messages about and talking about your greatness. God has given you greatness inside of you, but you have to step into your greatness. And don't fear failure, because failure is only another step to success. You got that? Believe big, be bold, bam, bam, bam. You can do.